Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Tomcat Stitchery. I'm Whitney and today we are here to talk about sewing blouses. Why are we talking about sewing blouses? Because there is a very fun challenge happening over on Instagram right now. Maybe you've heard about it. It's been going on since the beginning of April and goes through the end of April. We're right smack dab in the middle kind of right now or towards the end. So there's still time to participate, but I wanted to share my entry for the hashtag SewAprilBlouse24. This is a challenge being put on by Cloth Edit, which is a wonderful fabric store down in Australia, as well as Rowan from the Yorkshire, so Gabrielle from Cloth Edit and Rowan from Yorkshire Sew Girl are putting this on. There's a whole bunch of prizes and everything else. So I will leave a link down to their profiles so you can kind of read the rules and all that kind of stuff on. It's very simple. It's basically make a blouse, a new blouse in April, post it, and then you're entered. You use the hashtag and then tag Cloth Edit and Yorkshire Sew Girl. So it's pretty easy. But I've made myself a new, probably could be classified as a shirt, but Gabrielle put out a post about what is a blouse, and we'll talk about that in a second. But I brought down some older options. So this is my entry right here, but some older options because we're going to talk a little bit about what a blouse, what that means, and it's really pretty loosey-goosey, especially for the challenge. She does a post on the difference of kind of what is a blouse, and she talks about the difference between a shirt and a blouse. I would probably classify this as a shirt because it is in more structured fabric and it's kind of more your traditional like menswear type shirt. But I think it would still, it still classifies as a blouse as well. So what makes a blouse? I think when you really read into like definitions and stuff, even buttoning all the way through is considered it's a shirt, not a blouse. But you know, why for these definitions? They're kind of arbitrary. But let's talk about blouses, why you may want to participate in this challenge. I'm not associated with the challenge at all, other than I am doing my own entry. And then I'm going to talk you through my newest make. This is the Love Notions Aria, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. Okay, so a blouse. What is a blouse? A blouse is basically the way I think a woven top. So it is something that maybe traditionally was a little bit more dressed up, like you would wear it with separates, but in a more professional, like dressier setting, like with a skirt or a pair of nicely, trousers, maybe under a jacket of some sort, maybe even to like a formal events or, that kind of thing. And I can see what they're saying. Maybe even it would be things that didn't button all the way through. So maybe more like shells or something with a pretty neckline that fastened in the back when you're thinking of like more traditional blouses. So blouses can come with or without sleeves. This is a silk cashmerette. Oh, what's the name of this? It's in her first book. I can't remember the name of this pattern. Curso top. There you go. A silk curso top. So this could definitely be, it could be categorized as a shell because it is a sleeveless top where maybe you wear it underneath things a little bit more. Or it could be classified as a blouse. I love this top. It is absolutely beautiful. But something like this would be easier and quicker to sew and would definitely, fit the requirements for the challenge if that is something that you are interested in. Here, we're going to move these a little bit. We'll talk about button through tops here last. Also, woven t-shirts. These can be blouses. I think it kind of has to do with fabric choices too. Like for some reason, and maybe this is just me, the drapier fabrics feel more blouse-like, whereas the more structured fabrics feel a little more shirt-like, as well as some of the details. But I think a woven t-shirt, this is the Cashmerette Montrose, this would absolutely be a beautiful blouse. If you made this in a solid, it would, you could wear it dressed up or dressed down, however you would like. Obviously, I just like prints. I like color. We know this, right? Or more traditionally blouses, this is actually the Rhapsody blouse by Love Notions. I've made this in a silk cloak, that's C-L-O-Q-U-E. So it's a textured silk. And so it's got a little bit more drape, but it's got the big flowy sleeves. There's no buttons that pulls over the head. It's a little bit more flowy. You could tuck it in, leave it out. This one's a little bit more bohemian than maybe you would wear for like the traditional sense of like in a workplace or in a nicer setting. But I would still classify this as a blouse. And then finally, with button through tops, I think fabric choice makes a huge difference. So this is a button-up shirt, but I have done a drop sleeve on it. This is the Mimi G button-up shirt from her book, and it's done in this beautiful rayon challis. So it's got just a lot of drape and flow to it. So even though it is technically a shirt, it feels more blouse to me because it is in drapier fabric and it's not so structured. I think that's the other thing. It's a little less tailored. This is also the button-up shirt from the Mimi G book that's been hacked. This one feels more tailored to me. I also have thread on the back of it. Feels more tailored to me, and it's absolutely made in a cotton, so it is a more structured fabric like the linen that I've got here. But I think that the ruffle at the bottom puts it into blouse territory, like less into shirt and a little bit more into blouse. But I mean, obviously the jury is out. And again, she's very... that's very loose with the rules of the challenge, but yeah, I think that one would fall into blouse category. And then finally, this is my silk Georgette Itch to Stitch Major L. Jury's still out on this one. It really does stick to me when I wear it. I love the fabric so much. But anyway, this is obviously in a very drapey fabric. It's got the frill along the top of the collar. So even though it is a button through, I think that the fabric choice and the details like a ruffle put it more into blouse territory and less into shirt territory. I actually may try wearing this more in the fall when I can pair it underneath a sweater. So when it doesn't mind, I don't mind if it's clinging to my body because I've got something over it. It's staying in my closet for now, folks, but the jury is still out on that. All right, so like I mentioned, probably what I've created for the challenge falls more into shirt category and less into blouse category. But let's, again, before we get into this, let's talk a little bit about why we want blouses in our wardrobe. I think blouses are a really fun way to elevate any kind of casual outfit. So and I'm the same way, I kind of default to knits, because I'm wearing like a knit cardigan and a knit tank top. I default to knits a lot. And I know I'm not alone just because they're comfortable, but we can sew. So we can make our wovens just as comfortable as our knits with proper fitting, and they can be just as easy to wear as knits. But they add a little bit of extra, like I said, polish, a little bit of elevation. So if I were to be wearing, for instance, jeans and a white cotton t-shirt, that's a really cool look, and it could be very chic, how we style it and that sort of thing. Versus jeans and a white silk t-shirt. So like a silk woven t-shirt, right there, you've already elevated the outfit a little bit. It makes it a little less casual, a little bit fancier. You could probably put some, fancier jewelry on with it maybe. You could do all that with the t-shirt as well, but I feel like the woven aspect of the garment makes it just a little bit more polished. So something fun to play around with. And like I mentioned, it's a really easy way to take like fun pants that are in your wardrobe to another level, to kind of stretch your wardrobe as well. And it can be fun to play around with bright prints and, create some really fun statement pieces. So finding blouse silhouettes that you like is the first issue. Before sewing, I could not buy blouses because they would never fit me properly. In order for them to fit me in the bust, they would be, halfway down my arm with the sleeve and not on purpose. And then anything that fit me in the upper, shoulders and neckline was way too tight on my bust. So I had a really hard time shopping for blouses. This is one of my favorite things now to wear because I know how to do full bust adjustments and I know how to make these woven blouses something that I can wear comfortably and that look nice on me. So it has opened up an entire silhouette of garments sewing has for me to be able to add to my own personal style and to really embrace as mine. So I have a soft spot for shirts and like woven blouses because that was kind of my aha moment on what a superpower sewing is. All right, let's talk a little bit about this version here on my right. So you guys are going to see this again on next Tuesday for my Destashify video because this is Destashify fabric. I made a couple things in this fabric. I am obsessed with this. I absolutely love this shirt. So this is the Love Notions Aria button-down shirt, and I've made the medium with the full bust, and I made the shirt length. A lot of times I shorten my Love Notions patterns an inch at the waist to bring the waist up to hit me at the waist, but I didn't want this. I wanted this a little more relaxed. I wanted this a little more, not oversized, because I don't really do the oversized shirt trend. Just because I'm busty and it can make me look a lot bigger than I am if I'm not careful. It throws my proportions off, the oversized shirts. But I wanted a nod to that while still being pretty tailored to me. So I just left the length the same. And so it gives me the vibe that I'm wanting without being overwhelming my frame. The full bust option of this pattern does come with a bust dart. The standard bust does not, because it is a looser shirt or dress or tunic, depending on what version you make. I did the standard collar version, the placket. I did obviously the long sleeves. It's got the tower placket that comes with the long sleeves. And this fabric is amazing. It is a kind of a salmon, would you call this salmon? Kind of a corally salmon linen that I got from Distashify last month. And I absolutely am crazy about this. I think too that this came from, I'll look into it a little bit more. I'm pretty sure I got this from Distashify, like not from a seller on Distashify, but actually from Distashify, which makes me wonder if it was part of that big haul. She went and picked up all this leftover fabric when a fabric store closed down. So she actually had some yardage of a few things. This one may have been one of those. I think I bought 4 yards of this and 5 yards of the other fabric I grabbed. Anyway, it is absolutely beautiful. It's rumpled right now, and I know that that's going to bother some of you, but I don't want my linen creased, and it will crease if you're not careful, but I like rumpled linen, and I cannot wait to pair this with all sorts of things for the remainder of the spring and into the summer. I can't wait I'll probably always have the sleeves rolled on this, but I can't wait to wear it tied up. I can't wait to wear it, completely out over shorts, half tucked with shorts. I can't wait to wear it open as like a jacket. It would even make a really cute swim cover up if the need arose. It's just a really, really great pattern. And if you want to make a shirt of your own, I actually have a shirt making 101 class that I do have available that you can buy at any time and access those modules where I hold your hand making a button-up shirt, which if you've never made one and you too are interested in making a button-up shirt that fits your large bust or whatever your finish you may be, I will leave a link to that class down below if you're interested in that. But anyway, it is just, I did all the standard details. I did all the top stitching along the shoulder lines, along the armscye, the side seams. I did a fun contrasting bias binding. You guys know that's one of my favorite things to do with my shirt tail hems. If you don't finish a shirt tail hem with bias binding, you're missing out. It is by far, like a bias facing, the easiest way to finish off a shirt tail hem, because you're dealing with convex and concave curves as you go around the hem of the shirt. It's almost impossible to fold and fold again and get it looking nice. Bias tape's absolutely the way to go. And you can use self fabric, or you can find something fun that's just something you know about. So that's what I did there. There's a nice yoke on the back with a big pleat here in the back of the shirt. Oh, I shortened the sleeves 1 inch. I cut this out with my projector. Folks, I'm hooked. I will do a video on that here soon. I'm absolutely still a student on that, though. Not an expert or even a mediocre teacher on it. Definitely still a student on that, but it's been fun, and I'm having a lot of fun learning about it. And I did shorten the sleeves by half of an inch, I think. I think I just did half of an inch. Sometimes 1 inch is a little too much for me on Love Notions patterns. And I think it all worked out well. I used little shell buttons down the front so they kind of pick up the little bit of the coral when the light hits them, because they kind of have a little bit of multicolor effect when the light hits them. And all in all, absolutely in love with my new button-up shirt. I wanted a linen button-up shirt for the summer. I still might make myself like a cream-colored one, which is my white. Jury's still out on that, but man, I absolutely love a good linen button-up shirt. It's going to get worn a ton. All right, so for more information about the challenge, I will leave that link down below so you can follow the rules and all that kind of stuff. I'll be posting my shirt as my entry into the So April Blouse 24. I think that's right. The hashtag, I'll put the correct hashtag here. And I hope you guys join me. Also, what do you classify as blouse? Are you going to be sewing a blouse for April to enter the contest, or even just to make yourself a blouse? What are your plans for some blouse sewing this month? All right, guys, that is all I have for today. I hope you have a wonderful Tuesday, and I will be back again on Friday. I'll see you there.